Today I want to show you sketches and constraints that we can apply to those sketches. And as you can see, I've started a part here that has just a random grouping of lines and circles and shapes. And I want to show you some of the constraints that we can use to make our drawings behave with the way we want. So since I've already drawn this, I'm going to double click on the sketch. No, I'm going to go here and right click, edit the sketch. Okay, so now I'm in sketch edit. You can see up here we've got the check mark saying we're sketching. I'm going to zoom in on these two lines. Okay, this section right here where it says constraint, these are the constraints that we have turned on. If you want to add more, there's this constraint settings button, and it will let you go in and identify some more behaviors. And what we're going to do on these, let's make these parallel. If you float over the little buttons here, you'll see it will float a little description. So this is parallel. So if you have two lines that have to be parallel, then this is the button you would use. So I want to make these two lines parallel. I choose activate the constraint, click on one line, the first line, then click on the second line. Notice how the first one you pick is what is going to be aligned to the second one. So keep that in mind. Sometimes it's really easy to pick the wrong thing and it goes the wrong way. So kind of think of it as this is the one I'm going to move and I'm going to match it to this one. Okay, so that's a parallel constraint. I'm going to hit escape a couple of times, get out of that mode. I'm going to move over here to my circles. This is kind of a convenient one, so it's kind of hard to line up a circle like exactly perfectly. We're going to use the concentric constraint. And remember, if I click on, the first thing I click on is going to line up with the second one. I didn't get on this one and this one. So those are now concentric circles. Let's zoom out a little bit. Another constraint that's really useful is the tangent constraint. It's this circle with a line, so we can take this one and make it tangent to this circle. And notice how it didn't move the center. And we want to take this one and make it tangent to this circle. Inventor is assuming that you know where the centers need to be. So that one takes a little bit of getting used to, but you can see how now all three of those circles are tangent to one another. Notice how it's got these little symbols popping up. When you do your homework for this, I want to see these symbols. So I'll be using the sketching tool a lot to, not sketching, snipping tool a lot to take pictures as you go. Starting from here, I have two lines, and notice what it does when I click equal. If I choose this one first and this one second. So it matches the first selection to the second selection. Okay, one more constraint I want to show you. Sorry for the awkward edit. Let's say that we have point that we want to fix these lines to. Let me scroll in and zoom in on that. Actually, there's another one I want to show you. So if we draw a line here and we draw another line that goes from somewhere to that line, and I want those to be perpendicular. Click on this. This needs to be perpendicular to that. Got it? Another thing you can do, see the little lock? You can click on that, and we can click on this, and what that does is make that a fixed point. Now if I grab this line and move it around, it's only going to be moved around that circle, or that spot, not a circle. And that's true for every line that contacts that point. So that's useful if you know you have a fixed corner or a fixed point or a center of an object and you want to make sure it's always there. Okay.